Ladies, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing awesome. Chloe, going into your super senior year, been around the block for a long time, already in the top 10 in the program history and digs. Just what does it feel like now going in knowing that, you got one more shot?
I think it's surreal. I don't think it hits you until later in the season. I know like seniors in past have said the same thing. But I'm going to go into it like it was any other season. And then eventually once it hits senior night, I think then that's where it'll hit me when it's like, okay, it's really over. But again, going in like it's any other season with the same passion, same grit, same mentality.
What's it been like going into this season? Because you've been partnered up with your fellow libero defensive specialist, Caitlin Grimes, for quite a long time now. So what's it been like to kind of be on this journey with her, as not only just as teammates, but in that same position group?
Yeah, we compete every day. Like you said, we kind of came in together. I remember we were going to the summer camps when I committed here. And so we got to play together then, and then coming in and being with her basically for her whole career and my whole career has been great. I think we bring the best out of each other. We compete in practice every day. And there's always that grind, but at the end of the day, we have each other's backs. We're teammates, and we love each other.
Emily,
how do you feel today? You're a different player than you were, say, a year ago coming into your first team meeting.
Oh, I'm honestly just super excited. Being like a senior this year, I know Chloe feels the same way, but it's just all the work that you put in since a little kid is just all coming to an end right now, and it's just one last hurrah. So as a team, we're really excited to get started and just celebrate the seniors and stuff, and it's the last hurrah, so we got to give it our all.
Emily, Coach talked about how one of the reasons your team was so highly regarded in terms of service was because of your development. I mean, going from like one service save from your entire career to 46 last season, quite the jump. What is it? What about this offseason do you feel like that you've made progression in the same way that you had progressed through with your serving the previous offseason?
I just feel like we work on serving so much as a team. We're constantly honing in on that, and it's all about staying cool and collective the whole time. If you overthink it, I know our coach tells us, Coach Jenny, that we have to have a routine, stuff like that, focus before every time we serve. So it's just all about staying cool and collective, focusing on a zone. Especially Coach Jason is always having us hit that zone perfectly. He'll say hit her left ear, and we have to hit her left ear. So it doesn't always have to be the hardest serve, but that's like the main focus, is that being technical in it is a lot better than hitting it as hard as we can or just trying to constantly score. Just those little details matter.
Your coach talked about a rut, you guys responding to a rut in form last year. How did you two respond to the adversity?
Yeah, it's hard. Kind of like she said, we came from a winning kind of streak coming from the AAC, then into the Big 12. We had a good first half of a run and of wins, and so to kind of hit that wall of that losing streak was tough. When you tend to win a lot, you kind of expect it at a certain point, and I think that's where we kind of struggled. And so we talk about it a lot. We kind of forgot how to win, and I think we didn't see that again until the end against Kansas, where we finally kind of broke out of that. And so I think that's what, as a team, we need to do, is just remember that we are a winning team and we can do that.
It's obviously never good to have adversity and stuff, but if we use it to our advantage, it can actually help us a lot in the future. I know that all of us personally have gone through adversity throughout our career, and that is why we are here today. That is why we were playing UCF volleyball, because we have overcome that adversity throughout all of our individual careers and come together as one team, and so we were ready to attack it. We're ready to attack it this year too.
Sorry about that. For both of you, talk about some of your teammates that maybe the fans should be keeping an eye on this year that can make that jump, kind of like you did, Emily, last year, where people got to know you. Chloe, tell me about some of your teammates that you think will make a big impact.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have some freshmen coming in and transfers. Coach was talking about it earlier. Lex, obviously she's big and tall, 6'7". So you definitely won't miss her. I think that she's going to be great. She's going to add a lot of value and power to our offense and defense, blocking wise as well. So I think that's a big one. Obviously, we have a good amount of returners as well, and there's going to be people taking on new roles that they didn't take last year and being on the court more than they were last year. And so I'm excited to see those players step up and take on those roles.
Yeah, I think everyone has their own personal roles that definitely help us as a team. We need every single person on the team, no matter what your role is. And I think someone to look out for sure is Sasha. We didn't see her at all really last year because she was a redshirt, obviously, but she's definitely an offensive and defensive weapon. But like I said, everyone on the team plays a role, whether it's A side, B side, whether we're cheering, whether we're on the court. Everyone matters for sure.
For both of you, what has it been like to see professional volleyball right next door? In addition, one of your teammates, Abby Hansen, was on the team, and of course, you know, pro volleyball being what it is in the United States, what was it like to, while still in college, have the experience of seeing professional volleyball sort of play out like right next door?
Yeah, it's been super cool that we get to kind of host them here. I was able to work with the Valkyries, so I was in your position. I was interviewing the players, and so it was fun because I got to interview my old previous teammate. But it was amazing, you know, seeing the people coming from being UCF volleyball fans and going out and supporting the Valkyries and seeing them at those games as well was super cool. And I think Orlando is a big kind of melting pot for sports. So yeah, it's been really cool, and they've kind of set the tone for our season and their next season's coming up.
Chloe, to be picked 11th, is that a slap to you guys? Do you feel like you're being penalized for the way the season, you know, went the last half last year, or how motivating is that?
Yeah, it's definitely motivating. I think that at the end of the day, it's a number on a screen or on a piece of paper, and you know, we can't control that. That's somebody else choosing those numbers. So what we can do is put our best foot forward and try to prove them wrong. It's definitely I wouldn't say slap on the face, but kind of a kick in the butt to kind of get going. And you see that and you're like, okay, let's prove them wrong. And we talk a lot. We even talked about it today in our meeting of, okay, not proving somebody else wrong, but proving ourselves right. Like, we know where we come from, we know what we bring to the table, and putting that best foot forward.
Did you know before you went into the meeting? Did coach tell you when you heard? Was it one of those, are you serious? Come on.
No, I'd seen it yesterday. I think whenever it came out, I think we texted in the group chat and we were like, okay, 11th, like not a great spot to be at, but I think it builds that determination and the competition, and the fire kind of gets lit underneath all of us, and we want to do better.
Emily, what do you think?
I think it's really not how you start, it's how you finish. Seeing those numbers, not to put anyone else's success down for those other teams. Congratulations to them for making that. But I really do believe that we talked about this as a team as well, that it really matters how you finish. Those numbers don't mean anything unless you execute it towards the end. So, yeah.
Emily, having a year in the Big 12 under your belt, how much better prepared do you think you will be as a team going into year two, kind of knowing what to expect?
Having that year was definitely good for us because it opened our eyes a lot to the type of competition. And honestly, as a team, we've talked about it a lot. It's just so fun to be able to play at that level, constantly being challenged. So we're a lot better prepared this year. We're prepared we can't hit down. We can't let any ball drop. We have to give our full efforts all the time, because no one's going to go easy on us this year. Although we were ranked 11, every single team in this conference is at the highest level, so we can't take any team lightly.
For both of you, last year you set single game attendance records, season ticket records, season average attendance records. As players playing in that venue, describe that environment, and did you notice that? Because it was packed almost every game. I think of the Texas game, you know, et cetera. Describe that, and being a part of that, helping build that interest here in this community.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Even from my freshman year, obviously I came in when it was the COVID season. So seeing the fans grow from that to now has been incredible. I remember vividly of the Texas match. We had one play where like I think I had dove after a ball, then she went and got a stuff block, and it was like, God, I couldn't even hear my own teammates next to me because the crowd was so loud. And I just want to thank Night Nation because they have been amazing, and the growth that you see within the sport, even in the Valkyries games and pro volleyball in general, has been great. And now with the Olympics coming around too, it's gotten even bigger. So thank you, Night Nation. We love you, and we hope you guys keep coming to games.
It honestly feels like a dream. Like, I just know that they make it so cool here. The environment is so awesome. It's uncomparable to any other university because it's like you're your own celebrity. Your team is your own celebrities in Orlando. And so I just feel like the atmosphere is so cool. When I first came here, I was like, this is home. This is unmatched to any other place, and I think we all feel it. And I love the support. I'm like, I don't know what we do to deserve it, but thank you so much for Night Nation to constantly show up, constantly cheer, even in those hard games and stuff. They're always there backing us. So yeah, it's definitely a super cool environment.
Last question.
That said, you are going to be away from that home for quite a while to begin the season with the home opener, not until September 19th. What sort of a challenge does that pose for you guys to start on the road for so long before that home opener?
Going on the road is always tough. It definitely is obviously a longer stretch of away games, but I think that's just going to build our drive to want to be home even more, and maybe kind of build up the Night Nation of wanting to be there as well. But yeah, we go in one game at a time, home or away. We treat it the same. And then we'll bring it on back home to Orlando.
Yeah, we learn something from every single game that we play. So when we're on the road learning those things, we come back and we can use it to our advantage to take whatever that team is and give it our best and take those things that we learned. And in front of Night Nation, it'll be pretty cool. So every game is just a learning process, and I don't think it's a disadvantage at all.
That's lovely.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you guys.